So we are recording. Okay, so welcome everyone. I think we had very good discussion yesterday, and so we will continue. So how should we continue? So Hossam and Theodosia, thanks again for being here. Should we do it the presentations?
Yeah.
And then we can think about the integration of the pyramid and then also the innovation. If you need water, please. Some is treating us very sweet. So those who are online,
I'm sorry.
you can have a
Next time.
virtual sweets which are very good with pistachio.
Yeah.
Other things.
We'll
Can
just
imagine.
describe
It's here.
the taste later. We'll describe the taste.
Good. So welcome. So who would like to start the 3-minute presentation? And who would like to time the presentation? So first, you can time the presentations. So 3-minute presentation of what is the essence of research and then how innovation can be connected. And then we will be able to connect the theories. Do you need paper or something to take notes? Okay. Good. So who is starting? Oh, traditionally starting. So why are traditionally starting?
Because Wahid is first from the Arabic.
Is it?
Wahid is first.
The first
From the Arabic.
meaning.
The meaning of Wahid.
The meaning of
Yeah.
his name.
Really?
So
So that's why.
first son.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Wahid and my research is about integrating computational thinking into mathematics educations. Therefore, here my innovations are about the integration of computational thinking or CT itself in the mathematics educations because usually it is under computer science subjects. It is new for other subjects to integrate this city. And second innovation is about the technology. I use mathematical software to develop the computational thinking practices and concepts. So I choose this mathematical software because I want the teachers to yeah, they have been familiar with the mathematical software instead of general programming softwares. So here I use GeoGebra and spreadsheet or Microsoft Excel. And then the third innovation is I'm not sure if it is new or something that is innovative, but learning by testing or debugging because it is usually in the programming or computer scientist. So I want the students to experience this in this integrated lessons. And then why? Because it is considered as an important skill for the future. So computational thinking, and it becomes the 21st century skill. Instead of 4C, it becomes 5Cs. The other C is computational thinking. So I would like to prepare the next generations with better preparations for the future workforce or jobs, and then to have better outcomes and motivation. So they like to learn math with this computational thinking things. And then how to do that? Um, okay, so I would like to use the educational design research methodology, where first I would like to prepare the lessons by developing it or design the mathematics city lessons, develop the hypothetical learning trajectory, and then I would like to train the teachers. Second, I would like to implement it with the students, collect data, and then from that, I will do reflections, improve the designs, and this is how the iterative things works. So by that, yeah, I think those that I can present today. Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
What is EDR?
Educational design research, actually, other people call it design based research.
Oh,
Yes.
So any feedback or
um,
should we do it?
did you select any theory to?
Yeah, I have the theory behind this, or I consider some theory with first theory that I would like to use is about constructivisms, because the computational thinking actually initiated by Pepper. It's about constructivisms in interactions with the
Constructionist. And this other is constructionist.
oh yes, constructs, yes, constructionist, yes, and then learning and learning by doing. I consider those three first theories.
Maybe at the end of all we can present something. I think it's better. Just now I'm taking notes and then it will be better here.
So who would like to present? Maybe someone online?
Yeah, I can present, no problem.
Okay, Usa. Very good.
Yeah.
And then we can share these slides. I think then that would be good. I will create a folder.
Well, so I hope you can see my screen. So the title of my research project is STEM Education Approach for Teaching Integrated Mathematics, Language, Arts, and Technology in Implementing Education for Sustainable Development. So the framework for education for sustainable development, it requires teachers to implement teaching through interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary, student-centered, and action-oriented teaching approach. And the focus of education is to develop learners' ESD competencies. And these competencies include critical thinking, problem solving, and so many things. But the problem that exists is that most of the teachers were prepared in a way that they are capable to teach a single subject approach, and they also prepared to teach knowledge-based. And the much of their preparation, many of them were not oriented with the students centered. Many of them, they are capable of doing lecture method and so many things. So right now, the support that teachers need in order to implement ESD, they need a new content knowledge. And the new content knowledge is the content about sustainability. So if the mathematics teacher had the content knowledge about mathematics, but need also to know about sustainability. And the pedagogical knowledge that they need is transdisciplinary, student-centered, and action-oriented. The teaching tools that they need include technology. These are the new ones. So what is the research questions is how to support teachers to implement education for sustainable development in integrating mathematics, language, arts, and technology using STEM education approach. Well, so the theory that I have considered to use is the transformative learning theory that was developed by Jack Maslow in 1978. Basically, the theory argues that learning involves changes in problematic frames of references, which include mindset, habits of mind, and the meaning perspective. So the theory have got like 10 phases, which include meaning perspective, that is learners construct meaning, which develop the perspective or the abuse of the word, but he's saying also learning involves changing of the perspective when they meet with dilemma. Is also another thing is that learning involves critical reflections for people to change Also, dialogue is very important in the learning because people exchange their worldviews and that's how they change their practices. Self-directed learning, this emphasizes on giving responsibility to learners to learn. That means they should be student-centered. Change in perspective with that learning should only be not about acquiring new knowledge, but also changing the way of thinking. Action, this means learners should use or apply their skills to act rather than just having the skills. They should go up to taking action about what they are learning. Emotional learning, this means the theory says emotion is very important for students to learn and change their behavior. Empowerment, this emphasizes on the teacher to support learners so that they can feel capable of doing something, and this can motivate them to take more actions about whatever they want to do. Lifelong learning is that learning should not be stopping in the classroom. It should be a lifelong learning in the sense that students should be keep on learning even beyond finishing a particular course of studies. Let's come to the innovation. So I'm saying why we need innovation in this study is that the innovation is needed because we need to cope with new education goal. And the education goals in the thinking of education for sustainable development goals is that education is the driver towards achieving all the sustainable development goals. So now, instead of focusing on developing knowledge among students, it's about developing competences that can help them to sustain their lives. What and how? Basically, we are the innovation that is taking place in my project. One is technological, where I'm dealing with social media, mobile photo editing application, and the micro games. How am I doing this? I'm trying to develop models for using these technologies in integrating mathematics, language, art, and technology. Another innovation is on teaching approach. I'm just trying to find a way or the models for integrating mathematics, language, art, and technology in the education for sustainable development classroom. When it comes to the theory, okay, the theory that I'm using, which is transformative learning theory, it only says about the characteristic of learning. It doesn't show how can the teacher reach to that, can enhance those characteristics among adult learners. So what I'm doing as part of innovation in the theory is to develop some theories for enhancing transformative learning aspect. For instance, when he says learning involves critical reflection, I'm looking on what can be done in the classroom to develop critical reflections among teachers, especially on their teaching and the learning activities. So when it comes to me as a researcher, on who is doing innovation is me as a researcher. How am I doing? There are so many things that I'm doing. I'm just doing some trials, reflection, brainstorming, workshops, conferences, self-learning, literature reviews.
20 seconds left.
Pardon?
You have 20 seconds left.
Wow. So that is how I do my innovation. Thank you.
But it looks good.
Thank you.
I created a folder where you can upload your
Oh, okay, it's fine. Is that hand from Pastita coming to me or to someone else?
So Pastita, you should be strict.
Okay.
Okay. Good. But you can just say. So
They can hear me.
the
Oh, yeah.
microphone, and then you just say that. Okay, you have 30 seconds left. Okay.
So
Great.
just one question about you're not concerned with the students, right? So it's not
Sure.
like you are only working with teachers.
Exactly.
So then you will not follow what they will do later with the students.
Well, in fact, for instance, talking about the models that I want teachers to use in the classroom, for instance, the model of using mobile application, what I do, I always start by trying them in the classroom with the students. then I take to the teachers.
Maybe
So-
that's design, you are trying the design with the students, but you're not like Wahidi said he has the teachers and also he wants to continue checking with the students. So
Sure.
so you are like a secondary thing is the students just for prototyping, right?
Yeah, sure.
I see. Okay, just I just want to understand that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. So who will continue here?
Okay.
Guillermo. How should we say your name? Because,
Guillermo, actually,
Guil-
Guillermo.
Guillermo. Because in Argentina they say
Guillermo,
Guillermo,
yeah.
and then they use the double S,
Yeah.
which is very strange.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, we'll take short only. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so my paper is on function arts. This is the working title. So just to introduce a bit to Sia, working on function arts or arts that are created using graphs of mathematical functions. So these are the sample work of the students. And what's innovative about this is that, of course, we know that function is usually used for, the graphs are usually used for representing relationships in two variables in this case. But here we're using functions as artwork and looking at what the students will learn by using these functions to create their own artwork. So that the outputs that you see are actually outputs of students. And there's a link here. Maybe you can look at them later once the slide is uploaded. And why this innovation? Of course, function is all over the curriculum, I guess, at least in the Philippine curriculum. And function art presents an opportunity for the exploration of numerous mathematical concepts. So like we can explore domain, symmetry, what else? Transformation of functions. So it offers a lot of mathematics. And the function art seamlessly combines mathematics, visual art, and technology. Of course, we have we have to use technology in order to graph a function easily, and this is quite difficult by hand. So there's the need for technology, and of course, there's a need for the knowledge in mathematics. The students have to be very good in mathematics, or at least have some knowledge about functions to create artwork. And the innovation, the implementation, I have actually created 3 models as of now. So first I gave the materials. I gave the materials to the teacher teaches. And then model 2 is I teach, and then the teacher facilitates. That's the green part. And model 3 is I teach, and then the teacher and the teacher facilitates one class. For model 2, there are many classes. So for the theory, I'm using design-based research. I'm using the theory by Rabaldel, instrumental genesis, and I'm also using Torrance test of creative thinking. Okay. I'm done. Thank you.
Some more seconds, then it's okay.
Yeah, I think I'm okay. So,
Instrumental genesis and what?
I'm not sure if you can consider the Torrance test for creative thinking. I think it's not a theory. Yeah, it's one of the frameworks that I'm using. And for the 2 questions like teacher support, I have no theory yet. All right, thank you.
So the same question. No. So you're concerned with the two things, teachers and students.
Yes, yes.
But I didn't get the difference between the three models. Can you just elaborate on that more?
Okay, so the first model is that because this was done during the pandemic and now it's being done online. So the first model, maybe I should show. So the first model is that I gave the materials to the teacher, that this is the red one, and then the teacher is the one who teaches. The second model is I teach, because some of the teachers, they said, no, sir, I don't want to teach, maybe you should teach. So what they do in one school is that they teach, and since technology is not available to all students, what they do is to give the students, internet is not available to the students. So what they did was they project the Zoom, and then they are facilitating the students. So this happened in multiple classes, like 4 classes. So the teacher facilitates and the students follow the webinar.
But you are presenting.
Yeah, but I'm the one.
They're not presenting. They're just like helping.
Yeah, helping, facilitating. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and model 3 is 1 class. Now, so this is actually the first that happened during the pandemic, model 3. So the teacher is facilitating and the students, and all of these are online. So the students here are online. I should revise the presentation later to make it more visible.
I think you should think more about the design-based research and how the iterations are improving with the time.
Yes, yes.
Because this is what you want to work on. That design-based research is not a theory; it's a methodology. And these models, they have to have some reasoning why you are doing 1, then 2, then 3, with the what aim at the end.
Yeah.
Then we will talk later about the theories.
Sure. Thank you.
So either someone volunteers or Osam is speaking already.
I can volunteer if you like.
Yeah.
Me, Pia. If that's all right, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, okay, okay. Is freigeben? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, can you see my slides?
Yes.
Okay. So my topic is actually about exploring the impact of out-of-field teaching, and I'm comparing trained teachers versus fellows and the support mechanisms in Austrian middle schools. And thank you, Scholt, for making me think about why I'm doing this. Now it's very clear to me, because the public opinion of out-of-field teachers in Austria is a rather negative one. And I'd like to find out whether this is justified or not. What am I doing is I'm trying to, there are 3 types of teachers in Austrian middle schools: the trained ones, the specialists, and there are trained teachers teaching out of field, and there are the so-called fellows trained by the organization Teach for Austria. So we have these 3 types. And I'd like to look at their personal resources, mainly at teacher knowledge and their dispositions, meaning are they committed, are they confident in what they're doing? And I'd like to send all these things, these aspects, all of these various teachers through a sort of filter and find out where the deficiencies are. Where are the discrepancies? Where are the problems? And then I'd like to also look at support mechanisms. There are various ones, as you can see, self-taught ones, provisioned ones, provided ones, and of course self-constructed ones. And after doing that, I'd like to see what differences these support support mechanisms, support measures are actually doing to teachers. And in the end, I'd like to see where they sort of overlap. And my current position is I'm trying to write a proposal. I'm still doing literature research, and I'm also at the moment conducting interviews with fellows and specialists to either verify or consolidate my findings, and consequently come up with a grounded theory. And Musa thankfully has made me aware of Maslow, which could actually be a quite interesting theory for me, or also Schulman. So this is where I am, and thank you very much for your attention. Thanks.
Shall we continue to the other
Yeah.
volunteer? May I? Yeah. Allow me to share my screen because I didn't join yesterday's session, so hopefully I understand the task properly. And hello everyone, I'm Pastita. So let me start with the idea of what is my research and innovation that I wanted to explore within my PhD study. So the main idea is to support teachers' lesson planning activities in developing STEAM lessons, focusing on engineering design process, but in hybrid learning environment. So that's the idea. And why? Because I tried to connect my previous working activities, and I've been working with teachers, and I heard a lot of feedback and suggestion from teachers that there are potential challenging when teachers try to develop STEAM lessons and hybrid learning activities, hybrid learning scenarios. So I tried to also connect with literature review, and some studies suggested that teachers need effective guidelines for implementing STEAM and hybrid learning. So that's the potential challenges that led me in this study to investigate and develop potential pedagogical support for teachers. But how I can support teachers with my study? So I try to develop design heuristic during my PhD study. So I divided my study into 3 sub-projects. The first sub-project is lesson learned. So I examine and investigate previous the development of STEAM educations in Indonesian context, because I started to focus, I tried to focus on Indonesian teacher first, and then I continue to understand the current situation. So investigating issues and challenging in the implementation of STEAM in hybrid learning scenarios. And the third sub-project focusing on the development of design heuristic. And design research activities and exploratory study will be guide my investigations. And that's all of, the theory that influenced my studies, constructivism, and I tried also to connect with Vygotsky socio-cultural theory about scaffolding and didactic situations in relation with STEAM education and engineering design process. I think that's all. Thank you very much.
On time, 0.
Yes, I'm timekeeper, so I have to on time.
So you're working with teachers, right?
Yeah.
But all of these list of theories, you will use all of them, or just a like guiding lines.
Yeah, as guiding lines that influence my study. Let's say about constructivism and Vygotsky scaffolding theory, because it will influence teachers' lesson planning activities. Then I try to also discuss with teachers about hypothetical learning trajectory, how they can prepare within the lesson planning activities, within the research activities. We also discuss about how they try to be more well prepared in supporting teachers. So it will like guiding my influence my research activities. What do you think?
The main theories, because you have too many theories.
Oh, too many theories.
Too many.
And
The
when,
main, okay, the main theories is
Just give me
that,
two.
okay, didactic situations and scaffolding.
Okay.
Yeah.
because at the end, when you have your results,
Yeah.
you have to analyze based on the theories, not
Yeah.
all of them. Or you have to network them in a way that it will like complement each other,
Mhm.
because one is not enough to analyze your data, whatever it is. Then you can network. But I think there are too many. Yes, it's just
But two, if you have two, you
I
can
do, because there's the engineering design process and STEAM education is the innovations in my study, and I try to learn from your previous course that we have to start with layer by layer, the onion layer, how to like that. That's why I start with constructivisms, and then I think about didactic situations and scaffolding theories.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Scaffolding theories, who is that?
Vygotsky.
Vygotsky, sociocultural.
But then these are like Vygotsky and constructivism are just like they are the umbrella, but you can
Yeah.
use something based on that and not necessarily like go to the general cases. So if let's
Yeah.
say Brusso is enough for you or part of Vygotsky, then you can take something that it is updated with with the base of these. So not necessarily to go backwards to the original, not necessarily not necessarily to mention that I'm using Vygotsky while I can use, for example, zone theory, that it is based on Vygotsky. So you can select the something that it is updated, but based on something before, just not necessarily to mention everything.
May I have a question?
Of course.
Yeah. That's also my concern, because previously when I joined summer school, I have already discussed also with Prof. Lavisa about the theories that I try to looking for, because I learned that my question is that possible, if because I'm trying to dig more understanding about the theories. I'm still working on it, and I try to connect didactic situation and scaffoldings between those two, and maybe it will like give another insights after I finish my study. So that's my work at the moment. So to like not exactly combine, but what can learn from didactic situation and scaffolding theories that can support my study. Is that possible to?
Yeah, of course, but you have to keep in mind that
Uh-huh.
it's not in general. I'm talking to everyone, but you are taking you as an example. Because later on, when you say this is my theoretical framework, then when you get your results, you have to analyze based on that. So you don't just mention them, and then they guide you. This is part of the theory work, but it's not that. It's not the end. It's a part of it. The second part should be in the discussion of the results. So you have to say, based on this and that theory, the results are like this, and this is how I can explain them. So when you have many, then you cannot discuss based on all of them. It would be a mess. Or you are doing this intentionally so that you can get a better analysis of the same data with the different perspectives. which could be one of your intentions. And then there's this one, the design things are not the theory, it's a methodology. So it's like the engineering design, that's part of the methodology. So we don't mix between methodology and theories.
I have also what I mean with engineering design process is different with design engineering by Brussels. That's engineering design process is in learning activities for students, not the
So
methodology.
you're working with the students? or
Yeah,
teachers?
with
With
teachers,
both of
but
them?
developing lesson plan. So engineering design process is stages of
But
learning
you will look
activities.
at the design of teachers or the design of the students?
Lesson plan, so design
Lesson
of
plan.
students' activities.
But you are not working with the students.
No, I'm working with teachers.
I think we should discuss like on one-to-one the
Yeah.
details. Because in this area you have the vague things. It's not clear for you what really you will use. So maybe we will discuss Rousseau, Vygotsky, constructivism, all of them. Then we can select something that fits your aim. Maybe one or two, maybe some updated things that work better for you. It will be focused more.
Justify why you select this one or two methodologies.
Yeah.
You can describe all of them.
I have already my descriptions and because I know that you mean that the design engineering result, but engineering design process is another thing. Not,
So maybe
not
we
the
will
same.
discuss the
Yeah.
details. But maybe if we have too much time on Thursday, we will be here to discuss more details. But now the discussion is good for everyone, just to highlight important points.
Is it okay to say that your theory is like constructivism and then social constructivism? Because I don't know if maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're sort of different. Like constructivism is like learning from yourself, from the things that you see. While social constructivism is more of the social part, like learning from the contribution of each person in the group. So it's like mutually exclusive. Is it okay to put them together?
Explain why.
And I think constructivism is not clear for everyone. Maybe we should make it clear. It's not. It's part of it. What you mentioned. It's not that. If you want to define it, it's not like this. No, it's something else. And there's also constructionism, and it's an updated version. So we can discuss that. But usually in research, if you don't have a specific theory, you result to the general theory, like constructivism. So if I don't know what are the theories available and to select from them, then I don't know, then I say constructivism. So that's the easy select. Because constructivism is like the behind scene of many other theories. So I don't know which one, and I don't recommend to write in a thesis that my theory was constructivism. This means for me as a reader, you didn't dig deep. What are the theories that we can defend?
Yeah, but
So you took the easy way out.
what you can do with ontology is constructivism. Then these theories, so then the kind of how you approach the fields.
I think all of our work is constructivism.
Yeah, but
because,
it's not obvious for everyone.
Yeah, but it's better to select something based on that. We have a lot. We can discuss lots of options other than this.
Yeah, so what we can, so if you want to constructivism, then the work is based on constructivism, but we are using these kind of theories. So it's the kind of baseline that we do. Because in Cambridge, we have to choose an ontology, which is that how you approach the field, and then use the theories for the research.
Yeah, maybe, but
If you want to mention.
yeah, exactly. But I think it's like the trend now is to be more specific. It's an umbrella. Constructivism is an umbrella. It's well defined. It's well known in most scientific research. But now with the innovation and everything, like you have detailed, all of you have detailed what you want to do. So I think we should try to find something like more specific.
Agree.
Musa is suggesting multiple intelligence theory. Yeah, also this is one thing, but I think Musa also you are mixing somehow between learning theories and research theories. I think we also will have to clarify this point.
Yeah.
We can always use something like learning theories, but it's better to use research theories. Yeah, learning theories, I feel that they are more important if you want to use a strategy of teaching. Like I want to select some strategy to teach, and then I can use, let's say, multiple intelligence. So if I want to lesson plan, for example, for kindergarten, I don't want to lesson plan something that it is like one thing fits everyone. So I can say I'm preparing my lesson plan based on multiple intelligence theory, but this one is a learning theory. Not my research is based on multiple intelligence theory. That's different thing. Learning theory means immediately between the teacher and the student. But the research theory is something that has a background in philosophies and it has ontologies, and so it's something else. Both of them are important, but for our thesis, it's better to select research theories, not learning theories. So who's next?
Musa is saying something. Musa, do you want to say something?
No, it's fine. I've gotten awesome, but I thought what he was talking, it was the theoretical framework. That's why I was suggesting Gardner. But if you are talking about a research theory from ontological point of view, I agree with awesome, and Gardner could not. So my proposal for Gardner was like, maybe if she's talking about the theoretical framework, that she's proposing hybrid learning, at least to reach different learners, not only to be specific for certain learners. But in case of research theory that coming from ontological perspective, of course, Gardner could not be relevant.
Did you know?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for the, okay, this is my, so I talk about the introducing socio-scientific issue to elementary school students through educational topic. So I want to break down my title. So there is a two term in my title, like a socio-scientific issue and educational topic. So what I choose the socio-scientific issue because in Indonesia we have I want to increase the learning content, not only about the concept, the basic concept, but also how to connect the concept to the society. And I want to make interdisciplinary integration, for example, like social science, or maybe the STEM itself, like mathematics or technology. And I want to integrate this socio-scientific issue content into the comics. So why comics? So I want to make a new learning media for students in Indonesia, in elementary school student in Indonesia, because actually we have a problem about the reading habits in Indonesia. I don't know why we have a problem with reading habit. I think it's about the culture itself. So we like a listening habit, listening folklore, something like that. So I need to develop the visual approach media, like a comic. So I make a design about the comic and I doing a trial in the classroom. So I'm using the comic theory. It's based on the Pearson theory about the iconography or icon theory and dual coding theory from the psychology. So the oldest theory about the comic theory is from McCloud, and now the newest theory from the Con. So not only about the art perspective, and it's also about the cognitive sense, something like that. It is in the form of the comic. And what is the socio-scientific issue? Actually, socio-scientific, the root of socio-scientific issue is STS education, and it's from the constructivism theory. And I make this map about the theoretical educational comic. So there is 5 things: the genre, the story, the visual element, the form, and educational content. Okay. 30 seconds. So I have collected some of the framework of the comic, and I make some mapping, like what is the it is explain the genre or the story or the visual or educational content or the form of the comic, something like that. And it is the sample. I have discussed with the teacher how we design the comic in the classroom. So we need the example of the scientific perception, okay, to second, and the science content, and how to connect the science content into the social scientific issue. And I hope I can make the framework about the format of educational comic based on the previous framework, popular educational comic, from the research and from the case study from the classroom. Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening.
So the students will design these comics?
No, I'm a teacher designing the comic, and we try to the student. And after that, I interview the teacher. What kind of comic that need to be improved? Like, oh, I need some activity in the comic, for example. So I add more content in the comic, like scientific issue.
What is this table? You were trying to like categorize them, or this table that you put correct on it? What is this? Because this one is not the one previous.
This one.
Yeah, I'm just lost between this and the other one. So here, what are you trying to do?
Actually, there is no educational comic format because comic don't have a format. But for educational content, we need the systematic things to teaching using a comics.
So what is this?
So I try to doing a mapping. What kind of story that we need in elementary school? For example, like comic have a lot of storyline or genre. So we need to make sure the genre is suitable for the student. So I try to doing some mapping, like this thing. It is for mathematics, only for mathematics. I check the genre that this author using, like for example the superhero genre. So it is suitable for elementary school, something like that. So I try to connecting.
So these are like framework, they have a lot of comic under them, or is it like a website, or what is it really, each one of these?
Depend. Like for example, this one, the rhetoric art of creating comic, they explain about how the comic layout, the panel, because panel, there is a conventional panel and modern panel. What is suitable for the student and what is not suitable for the student.
So what do you want to add to these? You want all of them to be there?
I want to select some of them. That's why I need to
Yeah, of
discuss
course.
this with
I
you.
think we should, because the way I understood it, but I need more data for that. Because if you are like grouping things according to what you have now, this is very important in your rationale and your thesis. And then you have to say, based on this, now what I want to do is an addition to that. That's very important in the rational part. But I think for the theory, you already selected, and I don't know about it because it's something from the psychology or is it comics, so I can dig down on that. But you can see here, because we have new innovations, that the theories that we know or we have is not enough. So now we heard about something called comic theory. I never heard about it because according to the literature that I searched for, there is nothing about it. That's why maybe. So, and it's not from the math, it's something else. So we don't have a comprehensive list of everything, and we will never have, because there are many things in the education thing that it's happening. Psychology, economics, business, and then something like innovation. So we have a lot of new factors that come in the way of education. That's why, yeah, I think we should talk about it more. But I think if you already have something related to the theory and it fits your work, but I think that these are we have to talk more about the aim. But I think you have improved from last year, that it's more clear for you what you want. So because I saw your presentation before, so I think it's clearer now, but still we need to discuss some of the points so you can be focused more. So who's now?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We still have Eva and April and Nirigala. So we still have three. So who would like to?
If nobody else is saying anything, I can present. Thank you for the opportunity. And one moment. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes.
Great. Great. I've talked about it yesterday in short. I'm working on the project of math skill testing. The product shall be a web tool with adaptive training and testing mode behind it. So I'm getting a quiz, answering the first item. If it's correct, I get a similar or more difficult one. If I'm answering it wrong, I get a similar or more easy item. And in the end, I get some statistics that I know or get some diagnosis where I'm standing in a specific topic. So the project behind all this divides in 4 pillars. I'm responsible for didactics and content. So the applets are coming from my team. And I'm working intensive with the calibration part from Danube University in Krems, also here in Austria. The technology comes from GeoGebra with front end, so the web tool will be based on GeoGebra Classroom, and the adaptive engine behind it comes also from the Danube University in Krems. The theories I'm working with, we have computerized adaptive testing, CAT. It is really well researched. We know a lot about it. It's based on item response theory. The algorithm we are using here is the unidimensional rush model, if anyone does know it. And our innovation is opening up the calibration part of the CAT system. So we have to find item difficulty for each item and don't want to find students or classes with answering our items and then ranking them in solution frequency rankings, but we want to find automatic way. And this automatic way should be validated via mathematical education frameworks or theories in the background. The three ones I'm working with right now are Bloom's revised taxonomy, the depth of knowledge framework, levels of cognitive demands, and in short, the innovation. Why are we doing it? We want to foster the motivation and self-efficacy of learners in mathematics. What are we doing? We try to find this community approach to CAT and how we are implementing the AILNO rating system for the calibration process, have an open educational resource content via GeoGebra, and the web tool shall be accessible for everyone, basically. Thank you very much.
Any questions? I think it's a really impressive project.
Yeah, it's has many phases. And I just want to comment on the theory because just for everyone, like here she's working with assessment, and an assessment we have a theory for this kind of work, which is the item response theory. So this is her theory. And then if you look at the second part, she said we have a mathematics content part, so we have the learning part, and then she's using frameworks, Bloom's, depth of knowledge and level of cognitive. So these are not the theories she's using for the research. The research has one theory, which is the item response theory. So this is the theory, but inside, because she has a content, and then she has to specify the level of the question. So she's using Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom's taxonomy, we cannot say I'm doing my thesis based on Bloom's taxonomy, because Bloom's taxonomy has a specified working thing. So it has a certain objective, and that's it. So I think this part clarifies for us the difference between taxonomy or learning theory and our research theory. So it's a good example. So thank you, Eva.
Thank you for the assessment.
And I think Eva Maria wants to talk with both of you tomorrow. So she will be
If that's possible, yes, that would be great.
We have an appointment. So I reserved this room for tomorrow morning. So I think we will be sitting here. So Eva Maria, you can arrange appointments with both of them. And Eva Maria gets a paper in Serbi, and we are writing some other ones. So,
Great.
Good.
Thank you.
Very, very big progress since last year. Very impressive. Good.
We still have two, April and Nilaka.
I can be the next one. Mm. Huh?
Oh, that's it.
So yes, so this is my topic. It's dancing with physics in STEAM education. And the idea is to investigate the effects of dance and embodiment cognition in students' motivation and comprehension of physics concepts, particularly in high school students. And which is the methodology that I'm thinking that I'm going to use is action-based research. I thought it was design-based research, but I'm leaning more to action-based research at this moment, because as far as I know right now, design-based research is to solve a problem, and action-based research does not necessarily need to solve a problem, but to propose something. So as it says, it starts with a proposal, then you make an action, you observe the effect of it, reflect on it, and make changes on your proposal, and so on and so on. How to do this? Well, the idea is to develop lessons for teachers on how they can take a topic, a physics topic, and use it as a spice for their daily basis physics lessons. How to do that? Through the observation of videos, of dancing videos, and then through the reproduction of the dance itself or a similar movement, taking action like that. The theories that I feel support this idea are embodiment cognition, lab and movement analysis, motivational theories, and using videos as educational tools. And why to do this? Well, I just place a phrase in there which says, we don't learn to ride a bicycle by reading a book on how to read a bicycle. We learn to ride a bicycle by riding it. And I think physics can be learned, or part of physics can be learned by experience. And I think using dance as a tool to experience physics and to experience it and develop your own knowledge as a student is a different way to do it, and motivational one as well. That's it. Yeah.
I just have a question about you will take like a video of someone dancing and then they will explain the physics behind it, or you will take a physics concept and they will plan the dance accordingly. I didn't get this point.
So the idea is you as a professor want to explain a specific concept, and you can use a dance video where that specific concept is portrayed, and show it to your students and start asking questions, start critical thinking questions on why is that happening and how is that happening, and then go after a discussion, go to the experience, and so they can feel it themselves.
So the teacher is a physics teacher?
Yeah.
And you have, I'm sure you have many examples of dances that they can cater many conceptual things in physics. So like, do you have like video 1 is for concept 1 and video 2 for concept 2, or?
I think the teacher should develop that topic that they're interested on developing. You know what I mean? Or
I'm not sure I can understand the whole idea. I've seen some videos of let's say sports, and let's say football. They are kicking a football, and then the teacher like uses the trajectory to explain how how to improve this kind of things. And I've seen some dance with the same process, but I'm not sure that you have many concepts that you can use only dance to explain the concept. This is what I'm understanding. So you want to use dance for many concepts of physics.
You can use dance for many concepts of physics, I think.
I think we need more examples so we can like be like understand it more. Maybe you have some examples. Maybe later you can like show us some examples that this kind of dance lies behind it. This physics concept, and the teacher will use that as motivational and critical thinking or problem solving, whatever, to get the students aware of the physics concept, but from the dance perspective. Is this what you're thinking of?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but I think some examples will explain it to me more, because I'm not a physics teacher, but maybe an example of what you have in mind, it would be better.
I think because I had the same problem with my PhD student at advanced drama, it's good to have some visual representations, of the movements, and then take the visual representations and do draw inside, the graphs or whatever it is. So from, the physical or the graphical representation, and then explain them with words and explain the connection of dance with physics. Does it make sense?
yeah, it makes sense. But my idea is a little bit more for the students to develop the connection, not for, I mean, everyone can do it as they wish, but my idea is not to come and show you that you can see a torque in the movement of a ballerina. Is to show you the movement of the ballerina and to start asking questions on why do you think that is happening, and then to discuss the concept itself, and then to leave the concept.
So they know it from before, or they want to discover it?
Discover it. That's my idea.
So it's a before teaching.
You need these 3 steps to go gradually through these 3 steps. So does it make sense? The 3 steps? Pictures, physical pictures, then have the integration of the graphs, just more mathematical expression, more formal expression, and then words.
Can you repeat it again, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
This is not the microphone.
Okay. Let's say that you have a ballerina, okay?
Yeah.
You have the picture of a ballerina when it does the move. You take this picture and you design, the graph or, the mathematical expression of the movement, okay, with your students.
Mm-hmm.
And then you verbalize it with the students. You explain, discuss the physics that are integrated in that movement.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You do this transition gradually.
I think we should also talk about this design of what you're doing, and also for the theoretical part, you selected many, and we have to discuss them and see which ones are suitable for your work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you decided if you wanted design-based research or action research. So this means you are going forward in differentiating between the two. But for the theories and the execution of your research, you need to discuss it more. So it would be clearer for all.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Nirvana.
Nirvana,
Yes.
would you like
Hello.
to say something about your?
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon. My my idea is a little bit different from Abreu. I use the spirit of dance into mathematics education, not use math or physics into dance. So if anyone don't agree with me, please give me your suggestion after my presentation. Thank you. And I will start my presentation. Okay. Firstly, it's my background. I like singing, dancing, and playing musical instruments. And my strength is about philosophy of mathematics or art, psychology of education or art, and classroom teaching. So my research is all my research is based on my background. And firstly, this is my source, or this is the source of my proposal. So as we teacher, if you want to cultivate students' key competencies of mathematics through teaching, then the basic knowledge, basic skill, basic idea, and basic activity experience of mathematics in teaching is its fertile soil. Here, basic knowledge and basic skills are the facts of outcome knowledge and objectivity, while mathematics through the basic activity experience are the subjective experience of perception that students obtain in the learning process. So only when we train students' basic idea on the basic knowledge and the basic skills, students can obtain vertical sublimination so as to obtain the basic activity experience. In this process, students need to work with their hands, watch with their eyes, and talk with their mouths, listen with their ears, participate with their body, and think with their mind, so as to develop their own mathematical modeling, mathematical imagination, mathematical abstraction, data analysis, logical reasoning, and mathematical operation, which can turn a raw problem into mathematical concepts by the intuitive imagination and mathematical abstract, and then can understand the relationship between the mathematical concept by the mathematical operation and logical reasoning, then can back to the real problem by mathematical modeling and data analysis. In this way, students can observe the world from the perspective of mathematics, think about the world with mathematical thinking, and express the words in the language of mathematics. That is the key concept, competencies of mathematics. But the key question is how to achieve it. And this is my proposal. Here I choose dance art to solve my problem. So why the dance art? I think the process sequence of human cognition is from feeling, memory, experience to create technology. And according to PH principles of genetic epistemology, human cognition originates not from vision or hearing, but from
kinesthetic and action. Because kinesthetic and action are the only connection point between subject and
Try to
object.
finish in 1 minute.
Yeah, so long. So because
It's difficult to
maybe
make a short presentation.
maybe because
Long presentation is easy.
because I didn't it's my initial thoughts, so I didn't how to
Just
say
just
not
keep it.
clear.
Yeah, so that's the idea. It
I just
sounds really good. Just
Yeah,
yes.
I just want to say the connection between dance and art from psychology thoughts. So my word is so
Continue.
can I
Sure.
Yes.
can I see the next time?
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, so we have a session every day, so you can talk more, but just finish now.
Finish now. Just
Finish
go over the
the
slides.
slides and then
Yeah.
Just for us to understand what you have.
I just now I do some research in the psychology of dance. So all my words now it's about psychology of dance. So I want to use spirit of dance into my mathematics education. Maybe I can say this. I want to take two specific practical operational idea. And let me see. Yeah, there are two specific practical operational ideas. One is the performance of mathematical knowledge teaching, which studies how to make students become primary teacher. Here I believe that the mathematics classroom itself is a form of performance, yes. So the teacher should guide students to perform. The second one is that the performance of the history of mathematics story, so that students can easily know the source of mathematical knowledge in the form of performance. Yeah, in these two practical options, the addition of technology is required. But I haven't come up with the specific plan yet. Sorry about that.
Good. So I think this is good. So we can just give you feedback. Then please upload your presentation, and we will have plenty of time to discuss it. And I know that you are working on your proposal, and I think it's a really good progress. So compared to
thank you.
Yeah, so compared to our first discussion, it's a really big progress since then. So very nice.
Yeah, I will present my idea tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Clearly.
I think it's already good. So in the PhD group, every student have a task to present their research in 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. And you see they are timing very well. Yeah, because we need to have the main ideas, not to just go everywhere, but what is the essence of the project.
Okay, thank you.
So any suggestions from you or?
Nothing. I need to see the slides.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about everything altogether?
We have a variety of methods. I cannot think of the differentiation of the methods and frameworks.
I think they all have the innovation as their common common.
It would be
That's-
nice. Yes, sorry.
Yes, that's the, you are not seeing something that it is like a traditional PhD with experimental, quantitative, qualitative things. So you are not saying that these are old or bad, but what they all have in common is the innovative part. So they are always have this new thing, comic, for example, or the computational thinking, or the dance, or even some of the stories that I never encountered, like out of field teachers. I know we have them, but I never read anything about them. For maybe it wasn't my interest, but now we are at the same time learning from all of you that there are some new ideas and their connection to mathematics teaching or other kind of content teaching. So all of them are in the STEM thing, but yes, maybe we should concentrate more on presenting, let's say, more practical fields, or like invent our own, so it would cater most of the new innovative projects.
So I have a suggestion. So we can use this innovation pyramid for placing our research onto the pyramid, right?
The methods, yes.
So because what we have here, and I think we should send a reasonable picture of the GeoGebra file for everyone to be able to use it. So essentially,
I sent those.
yeah, so if we send it, then
Yeah.
probably we should. So I think it's very good that everyone has a kind of theory. And then we have the teacher, student, and content, and then we have the innovation. And I think the question is that, and then also the ecosystem. So I think most of you acknowledge that we are doing some of the innovation. And then the question is that, can we place our research into this pyramid? Or maybe there are, so we can, so if it's somewhere for, I don't know, teacher-student relation and the technology or something, then probably it will be on this side, or somewhere in the middle of the pyramid somewhere, or if it's like outdoor mathematics or something, then it's more
Fadlan, I think he is on the ecosystem, because
yeah, in
social
the
economic things.
ecosystem and so on.
You know what is good,
Yes.
to have an individual, pyramid where each person plays individually, we say,
Yeah.
on the pyramid, but then also have one for the students, where all of them they will place their research on the pyramid.
So I think, but then my question is that probably we can put an aspect of our research. So my question is, I'm not sure the answer is that you have one point on the pyramid or you have multiple points in the pyramid. Because for example, different stages of the project, maybe your point is shifting from one to another. So maybe Fadlan is looking at the ecosystem, and sometimes when you draw with the students, then you have the innovation. And then sometimes when you are looking at learning, it's sometimes in the middle. So the question is that, can we place like the main idea of the project as one point? But maybe what we can do is a kind of trajectory within the pyramid, that different phases of the project or different elements of the project may have different points. And so we can just think about it, that where is our research. So we can put the points on the GeoGebra file as well. It's where you think it could be the part. And then just think about it, the different kind of approaches and innovations. Is it one point or multiple points? And then we will be able to connect. So Hossam is writing, we are writing a paper about grouping the theories for different places of the project. You already have theories which you are putting into the experiment. And then maybe your examples could be in the pyramid, and then we could write, maybe we can write together one paper with some examples of your projects to demonstrate the usefulness of the pyramid. So you can write your own paper, but maybe we can write a kind of joint paper of a kind of thought experiments, that if we want to use this pyramid as a guiding tool for theories, then we could place our project somewhere in the pyramid. What do you think?
Maybe we can name it something else, because we are using the pyramid in terms of placing the theories. Now we can use the pyramid for placing the proposals or the new thesis or the project, whatever you want to. So in terms of the education department and lens, our research are spotted in these areas. So maybe we can use the same thing, but not necessarily for theories, but
Second paper.
yeah, that's something different. Yeah.
Show the trajectory on the second paper, that it can be shifted, the focus.
Maybe I will show you one I used, and I had a workshop, and I used the same pyramid in another way. So just for you to get an idea, let me just get it. I think I have it here. But I think from all the discussion today, we have a better, personally, I have a better idea what are the needs, and we can work from that. It's not like I'm trying to impose something. It's like working on the needs of what you have and discussing it more. So I think it would be better in this way. It's not open.
Question.
Yeah, I'm just sharing this. So yes, please.
I do not have a question. I just missed to say thank you to Hussam for his advice this morning. Thank you so much. This was really very helpful, and I forgot to mention that. Thank you very much. And also, And also I take a lot of ideas along with me from all the presentations. I think they were really helpful today. Thank you very much.
I agree, really good project. But I think then that's how we can develop further. That we should try to put our research somewhere, or maybe different parts of the research somewhere, and then we can kind of try to get an idea that how do we write this concept with the theories, attaching the theories to our work.
Yeah, that's the main point. Just a quick example of another use of the tetrahedron. I was presenting for some ideas about increasing the achievement of students for trainers of teachers. So I use this as my umbrella for all the. It was many hours, but I wanted to bring the idea from different perspectives. So if I want to increase the achievement of students in, let's say, mathematics, for example, so which points are the most important points to work on? So we have also 4 points. We have the teacher, we have the student, we have the content, and we have the assessment. So, and there is also an ecosystem. So you cannot like just work on part and expect that the achievement will be better. So what I was saying here, we need effective teaching to increase the achievement. We need also effective learning. So effective teaching along the frontward. And then I go into the details of that. But this was a visual representation of the different points or stakeholders that can have a real effect on the achievement of students. So if you want to increase that, you have to work on the teacher, effective teaching, and students, effective learning, and also the content, effective curriculum. And then you have to also work on the assessment, their question types, their feedback, their common mistakes. And you have to work on the ecosystem, which is the motivation. So I can work, for example, with parents on motivating students for effective learning. And that happened in the COVID because teachers or parents, they had a real effect on their students. And I think there are some research on that. And also their peers will affect their motivation. And there's an administration, officials, the book. So if you want to look at something, this is just an example, but if you want to look at something in general, you have many stakeholders. So this kind of presenting by pyramid is just to say that these are the main points, and there is also a big umbrella that you cannot like just hide from it. So if you want to use it and also preparing your ideas in terms of the theories, so you can say, oh, well, I'm working with the teachers, I'm working with innovation, and this is my innovation. And there is some stakeholders that are secondary but important in my ecosystem. And I will use this methodology and this theory, and this is what I expect at the end. So this would visualize the most important points for you. So this is an example.
I agree, but I'm just giving feedback in the papers that never use this word effective, because that is the most horrible word. It's very vague. We don't know what is effective. So I think and then it's really all style, and this is so. Except for this, like
Effective.
don't use effective, because then that is really horrible. So essentially supporting learning or something that how you can be successful, how you can be creative.
Yeah.
Because effective can mean, and what is effective? that you solve the problems
Very successful.
for. So we need to define them. Even if you use effective, then you really need to define that what it is. But effective is a very bad word, I think, because then that is the kind of pizza and all of this kind of stuff. You get higher grades, but higher grades doesn't means that you have kind of understanding or essentially enjoying the work, enjoying learning or something. So besides the effective, I completely agree.
Thank you for agreeing and disagreeing.
Please don't use
For the innovation, this is what we have in mind, or what's the definition that we adopted in NIDA article, and this is what we are also adopting for later. So by Rogers, he defined innovation as an idea, practice, or object that is perceived as new by an individual or other unit of adoption. So it does not matter if the idea, practice, or object is objectively new, rather it is perception of novelty. So you can use a glass, and then you can use it in an innovative way. So that would be an innovation. So it's not the objectively new, let's say 3D printing or augmented reality. These are a new technology to education, but you can still use calculator, for example, whatever else. So innovation also does not necessarily mean better. So this is also for the effective part. So it's not better. It's the new idea is more beneficial to an individual, whereas innovation can refer to something abstract like an idea. It can also be concrete. So it could be an idea, and it could be concrete like a new piece of technology. So for me, that's the definition we are using as innovation. So it's clear for us.
So Hossam, can you copy this definition into the theory channel? Yeah. Because I think this is a really good one. Much better than ChatGPT.
It's the same. It's the same. It doesn't only have logics, reference.
Yeah. But it has, I think the ChatGPT has much more kind of detail, but this is very nice and concise. Did you try ChatGPT?
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's very tempting. You know that.
Yeah, but so how you use it would be the most.
It's very tempting to affect you when you're writing.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
But so if we use it well, then it gives inspiration.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't overuse it. So that is the.
You have to know its limitations also, because I asked it for the list of theories. and then really I tried it, and I said I want networking theories for teachers. So the way I wrote the words networking theories for teachers means how the teachers will be networked together. So it was like social networking. And then it gave me something else because I didn't put it in the word I wanted. Then I said I want some theories about teacher. No, I want networking of theories about teachers. It's not with the teachers or among themselves. And then it gave me some, but it's just a. I used some of them, but it's not enough. It's still like it gives you sometimes it gives you something that it's just general. You have to specify more, but then when you write, for me, I'm just using it now for rewriting something that I know it is clear, but I don't know how to write it because that's my problem. So I give it to ChatGPT to rewrite it, and I say, please rewrite. And then when I read, some of the things, it's exactly what I want, but others are written in outside the aim. So you have to just rewrite again. But I think it's something now, it's all over the place. I tried it in mathematics. I had an online test for my students, and I said, maybe they are using ChatGPT. So let me try it. And it's a multiple choice question. So I just copy and paste and put it on ChatGPT. From like 10 questions, only one of them was wrong. All of the others were correct. So if one student is using it because I cannot see what they are working, then it's the assessment is totally for ChatGPT, not for them. So it's something else now. I think for tomorrow we will talk more about again the difference between learning theories and research theories. But I think also there is something important is just to highlight more on the theories related to STEM. So I don't know. So this one is about creativity. I was reading from memes of this one, but which one I like to just for you to have a look as a homework. So I would like you to look at, where is it? I think I have it here. Yeah, this one is also, I think Batista you will like this one. It is ACAT because they have here the artifact, the subject, object, rules, and the group, and they have also with it the teacher and the student. So this is a good theory to read about and dig deep in it. So it's based on activity theory, but it is more artifact centric. So we have some work to do in the coming 2 days, but I just wanted to highlight these 2 points today.
Good. Okay, so for tomorrow, let's just consider that where our research would fit in the pyramid. Right? So is it 1 point or multiple points? And the other thing is that try to think about your theoretical paper. How would you put your, so essentially then this is what is your presentation, right? So that what are the theories and then how we can do this and then what do we need for doing these kind of papers, and then if we can connect with this innovation pyramid, then we will be able to present, and then maybe we can give some examples in the paper. So think about it. What would be your story for your theoretical paper? So this is your study. This is the kind of theories which you put in the pyramid. This is what the theories you want to use, and then this is an example then that you might want to present, or maybe 1 or 2 or 3 examples. So it could be like a theoretical paper. Let's just think about it, because it would be good to have some ideas that where we can put it, and then I think we can work on it together.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can consider, like all of us, putting the points on the pyramid.
Yeah, I think we can.
And then,
we can project the pyramid here, and then we can put points with, yes.
Yeah, so, but I think we can just consider.
We can just put our names on
Yes.
on a piece of paper and put it, and then take a picture of that. It would be nice activity. Let's do that tomorrow. We'll draw a big pyramid on all of this.
Yes.
And then we can use the dots just to highlight where
Sounds good. So, very informative sessions. Thanks for the good presentations. Very good. Thank you for hosting and thanks for guidance.
our treasures.
Ideas, and then please talk with them. So, and then that's the idea, right? So, until they are here. So, let's take advantage, and then it's good for them too.
Yeah.
Any question online? No? So thanks a lot for everyone. I will make an announcement and we'll meet tomorrow. But I think tomorrow we will meet in the other place on the downstairs. Like the Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, so have a good evening for everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I send again the GGB.